from in a Netherlands, where the grabbers think like Ali get up on. The scheme hot today, we are the weatherman. A boy shoulda drop, but the beretta jam. Long time we no kill a man, so it's her Clemens like the later man. Set a bomb, make a damn black rain fall, so we must catch a man. That's the echo when the grabber act. Schema like Shabba Motherpot. Shot fire, every man a drop flat. Everybody's trapped, every pan a nap. Feel like the rims and the Cadillac when the M1 a nap. Shot fire, every man a drop.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I just decided to do this beat face right here. Dark smoky eye, kind of a nude lip. A matte nude lip, of course. I did use the Kylie Jenner's Dulce K, I believe, on my lips today. I don't really like how the lining look on the outside, but we're just gonna work with it. I didn't want to do like a dark brown or anything. I did use the lip liner because I wanted it to match, but I'm not getting the color payoff that I wanted. It's not my favorite, but it's not my worst. So yeah, I feel like with the volume of my highlight right now, my lips should be really glossy, and I am like so tempted to find like my glossy nude. I have one from NYX, one of the butter gloss that I want to put on top of this so bad, but I'm just gonna leave it because my goal was to get a matte lip today, so we just gonna work with what we got. Yeah, but this is what I came up with. There's a little bit of glitter on the eyes. So if you want to see how I achieve this beat face from start to finish, just keep on watching. Okay guys, so as you can see, my eyebrows are already done, and don't worry, I'm gonna do an eyebrow tutorial, so stay tuned for that for you guys who like how I do my eyebrows. The next thing I'm gonna do is cover my entire lids with concealer because they're very discolored, and this concealer is from MAC and it's the Studio Fix concealer in NC45, and I'm just gonna use my finger to place that all over the lids. Then I'm gonna use a dry beauty blender sponge. I know it's very old and beat up, so don't judge me for that, but I'm gonna use that with the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm just gonna use that all over the lids so that my concealer doesn't crease. Then I'm going with this color from the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and this is the color Rebel, and I'm just using the Morphe 443 brush, I believe, and I'm just going to place that all over the lid. And you want to make sure, guys, that you spend time to blend out your eyeshadow, because you don't want it to look like you painted on there. You want it to look like it's blended in there really nice. So I'm just using that, and I'm taking my very own time to blend it out. If you guys see the amount of time I spend on blending, you would be like, wow, yeah, I really spend a lot of time blending. Then the next color I'm going to use is from the same palette, and it's called Activates. It's a really deep, intense, dark brown. It almost want to look like black, and I'm just placing that in the crease with the Morphe 441 brush, I believe. I'm using both Morphe brushes, guys, here. One is the 443 and one is the 441. So yeah, please don't quote me on this, but I probably got them mixed up, but that's the two brushes that I'm using. Then the next thing I'm going to do is take this NYCAC, I think I'm pronouncing it right, eye cream, eye pencil kind of creamish thingy from the beauty supply store. You always see them in a beauty supply store when you're going to pay. There are always those colorful pencils at the front, and I just use that to place it all over my lids because I'm going for an intense smoky eye. So I love how it's like really creamy and it glides on really nice and soft. So that's what I'm using all over my lids today. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just make sure that I use it to fill in all the space between my eyelashes, because you don't want to have those lines in there. Then the next color I'm going to be using is a color from ColourPop, and it's a black eyeshadow color, and it's called Roulette. And I'm just using that with a e.l.f. brush to place that all over the lids. Then I just went back in with the first brush that I used with the brown eyeshadow on it, and I just used that to blend out my harsh lines. Then I'm gonna go in with this eyeshadow primer from Urban Decay, and it's the eyeshadow primer potion, and I just kind of dab that all over the black. And then I'm using this glitter, and this glitter is one that I got when I went to one of the makeup shows that they had in New York, and it's from a brand called Tat Tattoo You, and it's an extreme color, and it's just a really nice glitter color. It's called Man of Steel number 9, and it's a really nice glittery color. Next thing I'm gonna do is prime my face, and I'm gonna be using the Cover FX mattifying primer. um, I love this one because it says that it has acne treatment, and it just glides on really soft over the face. Then I'm going to be using my favorite foundation of all time that goes well with your skin. You know those foundations that just go really well with your skin? This is it for me, and this is a drugstore stick foundation, and this is the Black Opal foundation. I'm using, what colors do I have again? I totally forgot. But anything, guys, that you need, just ask me and I'll link it, or I'll just link it down in the description box so that you guys can refer down there to it. Yeah, I'll either include it in the video or I'll put it down in the description box. Then I'm gonna go in with my favorite, all-time favorite concealer, and this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. You guys know this is like my go-to concealer, whether I'm going out, I'm just doing a really simple look or a really beat look. This is pretty much the only concealer that I'm using at the moment. So yeah, I like to use a lot of it because I don't know, for some reason I feel like my skin has gotten a little bit darker than it was in the summertime. It's kind of like doing a reverse. Usually I'm darker in the summer, but I don't know, I feel like I'm darker during this winter, and I'm not out in the sun, so I don't understand why. But I think I'm gonna go up a shade in the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Tell me what you guys think, if I should stick with this shade or if I should go lighter. I feel like I need to go lighter. Next thing I'm going to do, guys, is just blend out that entire concealer in all those areas that I placed it with the Black Beauty Blender. This is my favorite beauty blender, so yeah, that's what I'm using. Then I'm going in with this dark brown shade from LA Girl, and it's a concealer, but I'm using it to do my contour. And I used this concealer before to do my contour, and I ended up wiping off my entire face. And for some reason, I was like, today I wanted to give it a try to do my concealer again, but I really do not like this concealer. It is so dark, and it took me forever and a day to blend it out. Like, I should have went a shade lighter or 2 shades lighter when I was going for a concealer to blend out, to use for my contour, because I've never really used concealers like that to do my contour. So I thought I might give it a try, but I went way too dark, and I was just putting it on not realizing how dark it was. So yeah, well, don't worry, guys, you guys are gonna see how I fix that. And I basically just use the same beauty sponge that I use to blend out my concealer for my highlights. I'm just gonna go over that dark concealer for my contour with that same beauty sponge, just to lighten it because it was just way too dark. And don't worry, guys, when you're doing your makeup, a lot of times you're gonna make mistakes, and instead of wiping off your whole face or saying that it don't work out properly, you just gotta find a way to make it work, and you're gonna see how I did that. And then right here, I'm just using the Ben Nye banana powder just to set all of the areas that I concealed. So yeah, and I like to use these little sponges that comes in a bag. You get a bag with like a whole dozen or 2 dozen in it, because it's, the corners are so cut cut sharp. It just goes exactly into the places where you want it to go. So you guys should definitely try it out. I love to use my my beauty blender to apply my concealer, but it was just full of so much products so I didn't want to use it. And yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is set my contour. And I'm using the Anastasia contour palette in, I think it's medium, in the darkest shade. And I just use that brush from MAC. I think that's a 109 brush, just to set my concealer. And then I'm using the second darkest shade with this angled brush. And I'm just going to use that to contour my nose. And that's that. Next thing I'm going to do, guys, is dust away all that powder, because I like to bake for quite some time, but I don't like my powder there baking for like 10 minutes. So I'm just going to use this brush from Wet n Wild. And I just got this brush the other day from Walgreens, and I absolutely love them because they're so soft. And then next thing I'm going to do is just go back over my brows a bit, because I feel like the powder had gotten into them. So I just went back over my brows, and I'm just using Spike from MAC to go over my brows. Then I'm going to use this brush from Tarte. And this is one of the holiday brushes that came in the set last year. And I'm just using my setting powder from MAC to set my face. I think this is Dark Deepest from MAC. Yep. And then I'm just gonna add my blush to my face, and I'm using this blush from MAC. I'm sorry the video is going so fast because I didn't want it to be too long, but I'll link the color of the blush in the description box. Then I'm using So Hollywood from Anastasia, because you guys know that highlight is to die for. And I was going for a really intense highlight this day. Like, I was like, I need my highlight to be on volume 1000. Like, I love highlights. So I went in with the highlight. Then I went over that same highlight with another one. And this is from Bobbi Brown. And this highlight, I believe, is in... totally forgot. But you guys know the popular one from Bobbi Brown. That's the one that I'm using. Then I'm just going to go back in with that same pencil that I used on my lids, and I just used it to outline my lower lids. And then I'm going to go in with a dark, I think I went in with the same dark brown shade that I used in my crease from the Tartelette palette, just to go over the ends of my lower lid. Then I'm going to be using my NYC liquid liner just to add a little cat eye on the outer part of my eye. I did not go all over the lid. So yeah. Next, I'm going to be using this Maybelline Spider Effect mascara just to go over my lashes. And I'm not a big fan of lashes, as I told you guys before. Sometimes I wear it, sometimes I don't. Most times I don't. So yeah. And then I'm just taking this eyeshadow. It's called Chin Chin from H&M, and I'm just using that in my inner tear duct, and I add it in the bridge of my nose just to give it a little bit more of a oomph. Then I'm using Kylie Jenner's liquid lipstick in Expose. I know in the beginning of the video I said I was using Dulce K, but I made a mistake. I'm using Expose. It's a really nice nude, and I'm not a big fan of how it looks on dark skin tone, but I just made it work. Then I just set my whole face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I just use that to set my face. Then, guys, I'm just using the Design Essentials jam. It's like an edge wax jam, and I'm just going to use that on my edges and just like pin some of my hair back in the center. Just pin it backwards because I don't like it to cover my face, and whenever this hair touches my face, it breaks my skin out, so that's why I have a little breakout going on. But yeah, that's how I itch. Hey guys, so I did decide to put Fortune Cookie from NYX on my lips, so yeah, hope you like it.